All right, I did it. I finally joined the EV life after years of covering home tech, automations, energy management, and everything connected. I bought my first Tesla, and not just any Tesla, I got the brand new Model Y Juniper refresh. So I thought I'd walk you through why I chose this exact model, what's new with the Juniper update, and briefly talk about what I like and don't like about it so far. So why Tesla and why now? Well, when the Tesla Model 3 was announced almost 9 years ago, I was one of the first to actually reserve a spot. Now, as my reservation got closer, I realized that it was way out of my price range, so I ended up canceling it. But I would say probably within the last 4 to 5 years, I've really been interested in getting an EV again. I actually got another reservations for the brand new Ford F-150 Lightning, but as I got closer to getting that car, I noticed the price just kept going up. I think it was up to like $80,000 for an electric truck. And when it was all said and done, I just didn't see the value there. Another factor is that gas prices are skyrocketing here in California, which is really driving up my want for an EV car. The only thing really going down in price from what I saw were Teslas, so it just made sense that it was time to make the purchase. Other things that I loved about it is they have a vast network of charging stations. Their app ties into so many different platforms, and the new Juniper refresh, which is what I got, gives me upgrades that I really just didn't want to miss out. Plus, the clock was kind of ticking because after September 30th, the full EV tax credit situation is getting kind of murky. So why did I end up going with the Model Y and not the Model 3 or the Cybertruck? Well, as you've seen the Cybertruck, it's a kind of an ugly car. I mean, it sticks out. You definitely notice it when it's driving by, but I don't want to own one or drive one. To me, they're just ugly. Now, as far as the Model 3, it is nice with all of the refreshes that it had, but for $2,500 more, I could go with the Model Y. The Model Y is about 3 inches longer. It's about 7 inches taller, and being a tall guy, that to me is a big selling point. Plus, it has the hatchback with the folding seats down, and I don't know if I would actually use it for camping, but I like the option that I can fold the seats down and sleep in the back and put that camping mode on. Now, let's talk about today's sponsor. When the power goes out, most families have about 4 hours before the temperature in the fridge gets to a point so high that your food is going to start to spoil. But there is a way to keep your fridge running for up to 14 days. Meet the Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus, the newest essential home backup solution. It puts out 3,600 watts, so it can handle most household appliances without any issues. Now here's what it actually means. I can run my full-size refrigerator for about 14 days on a single charge. When power is lost, the switching happens in about 10 milliseconds. So there's no interruption when the power goes out. The app gives you solid control over everything. You can see exactly how much power you're using and how much time you have left. If you need more capacity, you can expand it up to 21 kilowatt hours with additional batteries. Now, a couple of technical things that stand out with this device is that it's using ceramic battery cells instead of standard lithium cells, which handle heat better and last longer. They're rating it for 6,000 charge cycles. It's also surprisingly portable for the amount of power it stores, thanks to what they called the CTB technology. Power outages are getting more frequent, but with the HP 3600 Plus, your family doesn't have to stress about spoiled food or any other dead devices. It's not just backup power, it's peace of mind. If you want to know more about the Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus, I'll have links in the description below. All right, so what is new with the Model Y Juniper? First, I talked to a lot of people before I made this purchase, and all of the new things that came with this model is what really kind of pushed me over the edge to get it. Some of the people I talked to about it were Everyday Chris, who has a YouTube channel, also Techie Danny, who is really into Teslas. I recommend you guys checking out their content because they have a lot of great stuff that focus on Teslas and EVs. But let's take a little time right now to geek out on some of those new features and tell you what's new with the Juniper refresh. Let's start with full self-driving. Now, I heard a lot of negative things about full self-driving when I was watching a bunch of older YouTube videos out there. They say it's really gimmicky, it's cool at first, but you're not really gonna use it. It's not reliable, everyone hates it, and it's expensive. It's $8,000 added onto the price of the car, which is actually lower than the $12,000 it used to be, but that is still expensive. Now, I was not planning on getting full self-driving for those reasons, but I was able to get 3 months of free self-driving because I used my neighbor's referral code. Now, full self-driving is now on hardware version 4, and I have to say it is my favorite thing about owning a Tesla. I use this feature absolutely all the time, everywhere I go. It is the absolute best during traffic. We took it down to San Diego, drove it down there, hit some traffic. I didn't have to worry about a thing. I would say that driving long distances is something that I hate doing. Being between LA and San Diego, there's just traffic all over the place. I hate being in traffic. This car made it awesome. I didn't have to do a thing. It changes lanes. It stays up with the car in front of it. You have so many controls. You can disengage it if you want to, or just let it ride. I have let it fully drive from a house to LA, from a house to San Diego. I utilize this thing so much, whether it's taking the kids to school, going to the grocery store. You can also have it park itself too. This thing is amazing. And with the new hardware 4 update, I gotta say, I have full confidence in it. Now, maybe that's a little misguided because I'm sure there's gonna be situations that I will have to get involved, but I am not scarred like the people who initially used full self-driving in the older versions, and it was, from what I've heard, kind of scary. So from my recommendations, I say this thing is definitely worth checking out. Now, if you don't have a friend's referral code to get the 3 months of full self-driving, I'll leave mine down in the description. I think I can pull it off of somewhere, and I'll leave that in the description for you guys to get the 3 months of full self-driving if you want to do that. Now, some other upgrades with the new Model Y Juniper. It drives so much more smoothly than older Tesla versions. The ride is so much quieter. I had the pleasure or displeasure of driving a Tesla Model X. Maybe I was 3 years old, and the thing was so creaky. It was so loud. It didn't drive nearly as nice as the new Model Y did. So big upgrade there on just the way that this car drives. It is so much quieter inside. It's got double pane glass now, and it actually drives like a very nice high-end vehicle. Now, as far as some of the exterior tweaks with this car, it doesn't scream brand new design, but it looks way sleeker in person. We've got a cleaner front and rear bumper, sharper headlights with that new light bar in the front, which is something that I really like and helps it stand out from the older models. We've also got improved aerodynamics. So the range of mine, I'm able to get up to 357 miles with mine. We've also got an interior glow up with it. So we've got ambient lighting across the dashboard and the doors, which is really cool. And it's got new seats that are redesigned for better support, and you have ventilation in the front 2 seats. So that's cooling ventilation, and then the front seats and the back seats can all be heated. And that's something that just comes standard. I didn't have to add that on later. That was all standard with it. And I gotta say, I love the air-conditioned seats. The other thing in the back is the rear panel displays. So now the people in the back have their own display where they can control different media, whether it's gonna be watching a show like YouTube or Disney Plus. You also have climate control back there, so you can control the vents in the directions you wanna go and turning those up and down. So the big reason why I pulled the trigger now was the announcement that the federal tax credit was going away on September 30th of 2025. Now, for those that don't qualify for that, maybe you make too much money, there is actually a workaround that you can do to still get that tax credit, and that is by leasing the car. Supposedly, the leasing company does receive that $7,500 tax credit. They usually pass it along to you. Now, I have heard that that is not a guarantee, so I would check to make sure that you are getting it, but that is a way to get around it to make sure that you do get that $7,500 credit. If you want to purchase the car after that, you can just buy it outright, or after the 2 or 3 year lease that you're doing, you can just buy it outright and get that credit with the full price right there. Now, let's talk about the things that I do love and hate about the car. First thing that I love, full self-driving. It is the best thing in the world. I absolutely love it. One thing with the full self-driving that I do want to bring up is that you are offered to buy it outright for $8,000, but there's another option, and that is to purchase it monthly. So it is $100 a month if you want to purchase it monthly. I like that idea more because I heard another YouTuber talk about it. Granted, they had 2 Teslas, but for him, he said that he can essentially change the car that he wants to put it on every month. So maybe he wants it on one of his cars for 1 month, then he cancels it there, and then he moves it over to the other car for the other month. So it gives you the option of kind of swapping the full self-driving around if you want to do that. And then also if you're going through months where you're not really driving around a lot, maybe you're kind of locked in, school started for the kids, and you're just going to be taking them back and forth, not a lot of big road trips, so you're not going to be using it, you can take months off, which is really nice to be able to do. The other thing that I love about this car is the acceleration. Now, I just have the base model. It is the long-range 2-wheel wheel drive. I got the cheapest one, and the acceleration on here is outrageous. I love the acceleration in it. I thought I was gonna have to get the dual motor or the performance one to really feel that acceleration. Not true at all. You are really gonna feel that boost of power even in the lower end models. So if that's what you're looking for, don't waste your money on the more expensive one. You're gonna get it in the base model. Now, the last thing that I love about this car, which there are a lot of them, but I'm trying to just pick three. The last thing are the seats. I love the support of the seats. They kind of wrap around a little bit. They're nice and firm, but I love the climate control in the seats. So we're getting ventilated seats, and that is allowing the seats to cool off. I very much wanted to get white interior because to me, a white interior meant the car was going to stay cooler inside. Is that true? I don't know, probably not, but it very much made me think that it would be true, and to pay the extra $1,000 to get white interior. At the last minute, I chose not to go white interior. I went black interior because the seats are ventilated and they are fantastic. I absolutely love that about the seats, and I love that it's no additional charge. It's just standard in the new Model Y Juniper. Now, there are a couple things that I am not a big fan of with this car at all. I thought I would get used to them as time went on. Now, I've had the car for about 2 months now, so maybe I'll eventually get used to some of these things, but these are features that I kind of miss from my old car. And the first one, and I just experienced it today, is that my car locks itself in the garage. So pull into the garage, it locks itself automatically. The way to unlock the car is you have to have your cell phone with you in your pocket, in your hand, or you can have a key card with you and you can tap it up there to unlock the car. I wanted to just get into the trunk really quick. I couldn't. I left my phone upstairs, so I had to come all the way upstairs, get my phone. I don't like that the car automatically locks when it's in my garage, and that I always have to have my phone with me to get into the car. It's kind of annoying. Maybe that's a feature I can turn off and I'm just unaware of it yet, but I found that annoying, especially today when I didn't want to have to run upstairs just to grab my phone to get into the car. Another thing I don't like with it is the lack of buttons. Now, I know Tesla kind of prides itself on a minimalist design, not a lot of buttons. You got some buttons on the steering wheel and then everything is on the touchscreen. Personally, not a huge fan of that. I do like the clean look, but I wish there was at least a dozen physical buttons. I would like buttons for the radio. I would like buttons for climate control, and then also maybe turning down the fan for AC. I don't necessarily want to turn the AC down. Like, I'm not gonna go from 75 to 70. I just want to turn the speed down. Now, you can do that all through the touchscreen. It's just a little harder to navigate, something I thought I'd get used to, and I just haven't yet. So I have found that to be annoying and something that I miss on my old car. It'd be great if maybe there was an add-on accessory down the road that we can mount it underneath our touch panel that added a few buttons that we could maybe program ourselves. That would be great, but as of right now, I am not aware of that. And the other thing that Teslas are really missing is the fact that you cannot program a standard garage door to a physical button in the car. For one, there's no button in the car, and there are options for connecting it to your garage door, but they're paid options. I have to buy an additional device to allow my Tesla car to connect to my garage door. Say if I go with the MyQ, there's an additional subscription fee on top of that, or you can just buy it outright. There are some different payment options, but that's extra. I remember back when I had a 2000 Maxima, that's 25 years ago, it had buttons that allowed me to just simply program my garage door opener into it for me to use. Now, here we are 25 years later, and it's an additional charge? Like, give me a break. That's one thing that just kind of annoys me about that. So there you go. Those are the reasons why I bought my new Tesla Model Y Juniper and why the September timeline really pushed that forward. For me, the car isn't just about transportation, it's also an extension of my smart life using my smart home technology. So if you're curious about what living with a Tesla is really like, stick around. I'll be doing other Tesla content and showing you other ways to integrate this into your smart home. So if this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.